Insurance is one of those subjects people don't always like to know the details of, but it's important if you've had a liability case to kind of know what's out there. If you have a case, a lot of times cases really depend on what type of coverages are available. You have primary coverages that maybe an individual might have on themselves, an automobile, something like that. But also you could have some overlapping coverage. You might have an employer's policy that would cover you. And also there's things like umbrella policies that would even cover things beyond any primary or secondary coverage. So those are some things you want to look at. Sometimes with automobile accidents, there's really a complicated web of insurance that's available. The first thing is you may have medical payments. This would be a situation where if you are injured in an accident, you can get your medical bills paid for through that insurance, and typically that's offered as an add-on to your policy. In addition, though, you have liability coverage, which is going to be coverage that covers you for any damages you may have caused somebody else. If you're in an accident, that's going to be something that comes into play. A really important part of your insurance is your uninsured motorist. That's something when you are injured yourself, you should really be aware of that may be out there. Sometimes people will think if they've been injured in an accident and the other party doesn't have insurance, they're not going to be able to recover anything for their injuries. But really what happens is that you may have a policy of your own that you carry on your own vehicle that could afford you some coverage for those damages. So that's something you want to look at. Also, there may be overlapping uninsured motorists, just like the primary coverage and secondary coverage on liability policies. Your uninsured motorist, there may be other avenues to take a look to see if there may be some other policies out there, either a business policy or something like that, that may cover you for uninsured motorists. A lot of things you want to look at. In a premises liability case, there may be insurance on the premises, meaning that if you're injured on a premises, you may have some medical payments coverage. And that would be available to you even if the other party's not at fault. Typically in a premises case, the other side, the business, has to be at fault. They have to not take care of their premises or have something dangerous that caused you to be injured. If that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have a case. But if you are injured, even if it is your fault, there is possibly some medical payments coverage that they may have to get your medical bills paid, and that's important to know.